Well, right now, the Inspector General leading the investigation here into a shootout that left 2 police officers hurt and a suspect dead.
We're expecting an update that could happen as early as today. Your reporter Anna Stansfield has more on the chase that started in Hartford and what comes next.
As Hartford police officers tried to stop the man running away, they felt a gun in his waistband. The suspect quickly took off in a vehicle, leading to a police chase. It ended outside a Newington apartment complex where the shootout began. Police and the suspect started firing back and forth at each other. The suspect was killed and 2 officers were injured. Hartford police officer Alex Diaz was released from the hospital. His department says he's expected to be okay. Rocky Hill police officer Jonathan Escobar has also been released from the hospital. His department tells us he is now resting at home with his family.
And that was your reporter, Anna Stansfield, reporting here. We're working to get more information on that. We're expecting to get a preliminary report from the Inspector General's office in just the coming days.